And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty, always helping you win in your real estate deals. If you're buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, we would love to talk to you. We got a great lineup for you today as well. Of course, we're going to get into the Brown University shooting, Bondi Beach, and U.S. soldiers ambushed. I want to talk about these things happening. It's just crazy stuff happening here in the United States and, of course, across the world. We have Andrew Thibault back in studio with us, joining us to discuss. He is the director, Prescription to Kill. It's the docuseries, true crime docuseries that he did. He partnered with Kevin Sorbo on that. Kevin Sorbo, the famous actor, and so Andrew's a filmmaker here. He's in studio with us. Also, he did Speed Demons as well as on Amazon. If you haven't seen that one, it's kind of documents the FSU shooter, Florida State shooter. I saw that one a couple weeks ago. Very, very interesting, very well done documentary there as well. And we have Shane Socash joining us also. He is the owner of David Reynolds Jewelry Coin. We're going to talk with him about his business and what he sees happening, especially around the holidays. I'm sure he's pretty busy down there. Right here in Pinellas County, support David Reynolds Jewelry Coin. We appreciate everybody that supports the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. So we'll touch on that, those stories, and more here on the program. And let's touch on a couple of hot listings here. We always like to feature our real estate properties on air, and it's part of a strategy that helps us sell our real estate listings faster for more money with less headaches, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings. 369 West Winds Drive, Palm Harbor. This is a great opportunity to buy a single-family home in a boaters community. This has a boat launch and access to the Gulf of America here. You got a boat launch, back your ramp, boat down the ramp there. You got a 322. It's 14 square feet, quarter-acre lot, just under a quarter-acre lot. You have a primary bedroom with an ensuite showcasing dual vanities, walk-in shower, spacious living room filled with natural lighting and abundant windows. This is in Baywood Village. It's a boater-friendly community. Completely renovated, updated ceiling fans throughout. Beautiful kitchen there. You got a nice island in the kitchen, and it's got the lighter colors there. Check out 369 West Winds Drive, Palm Harbor, Florida. Another beautiful listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We also have the Weeki Wachee Marina for sale. This is a $3.7 million. Actually, we just reduced this one down to $3.5 million listing. And owners are motivated. You're buying the business here, the real estate. You've got all the assets, of course, included there. 7154 Shoreline Boulevard. And, yes, we have the Weeki Wachee Marina listed for sale from the Platinum MVP team. This is a well-established waterfront business with irreplaceable real estate on the Weeki Wachee River. You have direct access to the river, of course, and out to the Gulf. Multi-use property spans 3 waterfront parcels. You have income coming in from John Boat, Kayak, Paddleboard rentals, retail building that offers fishing and boating supplies, on-site ice machine. It's one of those large ice machines that you see generating income, as well as living space as well. So you can rent that out or have an on-site manager. And you also have an authorized Suzuki servicer provider there, where you have an established motor repair business with a long-standing team in place for your service and repair operations. Great opportunity to buy real estate. This is commercial property, one of our 50 listings from the Platinum MVP team, 7154 Shoreline Boulevard, Weeki Wachee, Florida. The Weeki Wachee Marina, listed by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. You can see all of our listings and search the MLS at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can see all of our radio, TV show experts at consumerqb.com. That's right, yeah. Shout out to our veterans out there, first responders, teachers, nurses, seniors. We give discounts to our veterans out there and everybody that works with us on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And welcome back, Andrew Thibault. Welcome in.
Great to be back with you in the studio, Brandon.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Lot going on, global security threats. There's so much in the news, man, and unfortunately a lot of it's bad news. There is some good news. You know, we got Trump accounts rolling out, and 2026 Trump accounts and government-funded accounts for children. Trump triples the pensions for for the Medal of Honor recipients. I mean, there's some good news. Economy has some good news, but there's also some terrible stuff happening, man. Brown University, Bondi Beach, got U.S. soldiers ambushed. Pretty crazy stuff happening out there, man.
Yeah, and also some very bad news coming out of Hollywood with the horrible tragedy of Rob Reiner's family.
Yeah,
and I would bet Lance Armstrong's remaining testicle that Nick Reiner was most likely on either illicit and or prescription drugs.
There you go. Boom.
We see it time and time again. Obviously, we chronicled it in Prescription to Kill.
Yeah.
5 episodes, true crime, all tied to prescription medications.
Yeah, man. No doubt. And we've kind of talked also off screen here about multiple examples. I told a story about my cousin. He was going to his hunt camp, or actually a friend was, and this guy comes up and, oh, God sent me to kill you. And, there's multiple stories that don't make it to the news. But, yeah, man, these drugs, these pharmaceuticals, they're literally causing psychosis in the brains. And and you hear the stories about, yeah, they told me to do it, or the voices told me to do it, right?
Absolutely. And, there's reporting in TMZ that witnesses near the hotel where Nick Reiner was reportedly staying after the slayings reported that he looked tweaked out.
Oh, I bet.
Right.
Yeah.
It's such a tragedy. I think, it's fortunately, I think towards the end of his life, Rob Reiner sort of manifested his more compassionate side. I had an opportunity to see the interview he did with Piers Morgan, and was very charitable and gracious toward Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk, which I wish we did more of that collectively as a country.
Yeah.
But by the same token, I think Rob in his life was kind of almost a caricature of half of the country.
Yep.
And I can't help but think about the film Being Charlie that he made with his son Nick, that was said to be more or less autobiographical about both of them.
Right.
And there's a famous line at the end where the main character, David Mills, who's essentially Rob Reiner in the film, says to the son, who's been through treatment numerous times, that he apologizes for this tough love approach that he had toward his son, and blames it on bad advice from everyone who has a desk and a PhD, the line goes in the movie. And then he says he feels like every time he showed him tough love, he lost a little piece of Nick. And he says, I would rather you be alive and hating me than dead on the streets.
Yeah.
And so he bent over backwards to show compassion, understanding for his son, and what did it get him? Right? At the end of the day, I think the tough love probably was the better advice. He should have listened to the people with a desk and a PhD. And I think that's the difference between the liberals and the conservatives in this country. The conservatives are looking to help the greatest good, do the most good for the greatest number of people.
Right.
Whereas the liberals always seem to champion the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And it goes back to Barabbas. You don't champion the criminal. What about the rights of Jesus Christ? They trampled on his rights. Yeah. And so we see that in the family. It's a microcosm. There were 5 people in the family, 2 parents, 2 biological children, and an adopted child. And they were focused inordinately on 20% of the family.
Yeah.
What does little Nicky need? And they tried to help him. They tried to rescue him. And they did everything they could. And now at the end of the day, the other 80% of the family is destroyed.
Yeah.
In this horrific act of familicide. And the other 2 surviving siblings are now the walking wounded.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's basically the policies of the liberals, is they want to champion the 20%.
Yep.
And to the exclusion of the other 80%.
Yeah.
And while we may sound callous as conservatives, we want to focus on the 80%.
Yeah. Well, these are the people that are the Christian. So I go back to the Christian founding, Judeo-Christian founding of our country, and a lot of, when you were talking there too, I was thinking about Charlie Kirk's messages as well, where if you have you don't go to a church to be told what a great lifestyle you have, and how you're a good person either way. You go to know that you're a sinner, that you've made mistakes, and you have this original sin, and it comes back to truth. Remember, what was it, a few years back where they started saying, oh, well, that's my truth. Well, there's only one truth, right? There's only one truth, and that's the way of God and Yahweh. That the Jews were the chosen people, and now the chosen people are under attack. And talking about the Bondi Beach, that was just a terrible scene. But yeah, and another point that you brought up too is the overeducated white liberals, women a lot of times, and the wealthy, folks that have these terrible ideas. They continue to champion them. And at what point do you see? I saw a couple of awesome tweets recently too, where it was something to the point of, at what point are you going to give up on the Democrat Party that just continues to champion these, calling the narco boats fishing boats, or the Maryland dad, the criminal that killed these people. I mean, how many times do we have to see the same story play out, Andrew?
We saw it play out with this hero who wrestled the firearm away from one of the two assailants there in Bondi Beach.
Yes.
And what did he do? He showed mercy to the assailant.
Yeah.
And what did the assailant do? He went back up and retrieved the other rifle, and they shot him. So that was his reward for showing compassion and mercy on the wrong person.
Just like that movie with Lone Soldier or Lone Survivor. Remember, they let the kid go, or they let him go, and he goes back and gets. And next thing you know, they're depending on their comms to get him out of there. The comms jam up. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but very similar. They let this kid go that's kind of stumbled upon them in the mountains. Mark Wahlberg, I believe, and a few others. And then next thing you know, they got like hundreds coming at them, and they're stuck on this mountain peak, and they end up. That's where the Lone Survivor movies. But yeah, that's a great point. Say that again. The mercy.
Yeah, I mean, he showed mercy to the assailant when he had the rifle, and he, by all rights, probably should have shot him dead right there.
Yeah,
eliminated the threat.
And then another point too that I heard on Mike Gallagher. Sorry to interject this, but another point was, would he have been turned around and then tried on trial in Australia? Maybe in the United States he would have, depending on if it's a blue state or a red state. Taking the gun from someone and shooting him. Oh, you didn't have to shoot him, was what one of the liberal judges would have said.
Exactly. And I think the liberals, they want to get a Boy Scout badge for being compassionate.
Right.
But they're being compassionate and showing mercy to the wrong people.
That's right.
And we have to think about the greater good for the greatest number of people. And I think that's the lesson from Bondi Beach. That's the lesson from Rob Reiner. Hollywood is trying to push this paradigm on the rest of the country.
Yes.
Where it's almost like psychopharmacology is their religion. Going to see their shrink, getting the medication, legalizing and normalizing marijuana, which is linked to psychosis.
Yep.
More and more drugs to try to normalize and legalize, like psychedelics.
Yep.
And it's just not what's in the best interest of the greater good in America.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're legal. They want to make everything seem to. Almost every movie you see now has this gay situation arising, and it's normally early on in the movie, and it's just not. It's not the way that 90% of America wants to live. They don't want to be all of that stuff thrown in their face. Taking kids' movies, children's movies, Disney in particular, and putting that kind of scenes in there, or rewriting the movies to fit their narrative. And I think we were talking off air too one time about just some of the shows that you find on Netflix, et cetera. That's why we really urge you to go to SalemNOW.com and download that app, put it on your smart TVs, and utilize that. It's got some really awesome content. I'll come back to that later, but there's so much propaganda even on the Netflix and the Amazon Primes now, to where you have, and Rob Schneider does a great thing about it, but you've got the Pride Month. And then you got presidents that have served. Presidents Abraham Lincoln abolished slavery, and he gets 1 day, or he doesn't get a full day now. They've got to split the 1 day now. And then he says, they would have been better off doing something else. You have to look that joke up to see what I'm referring to. But yeah, the world's kind of upside down, and it kind of reminds you of the end days here. I mean, you're getting close to the end days when right is left, up is down. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, and you've got Tucker Carlson out there, touting the strengths of Sharia law. It's absolutely the world upside down. I have to give props to Laura Loomer, who actually came out and I think had a great quote. She said, essentially, thanks to Islamic fundamentalism, we're now living in a post-mass gathering society. And these people in Bondi Beach, they're going there to light the menorah, to celebrate, one of the most sacred holidays in Judaism. And totally peaceful, and you see these really violent attacks.
Yep.
We've seen it repeated again and again. And we have to, as conservatives, and I think the last time I was in your studio, we talked about this too, we have to call out these people on the right, the America First, America Only people. They're not Christian patriots. I don't know who they're getting money from, but they don't reflect the mainstream conservatives. And, as far as I'm concerned, the America First, America Only people have to kiss the ring of MAGA, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And we need to kick those people out of our party. We don't need them.
Yeah. Tucker's kind of gone off the rails a little bit on some of these things. What I've seen, where he attacked Ted Cruz. He's attacking Ted Cruz for supporting Israel. Last time I checked, the Bible explicitly says multiple times, those that bless Israel will be blessed. I mean, that's a biblical. And then you also have the turmoil with Erica Kirk, Candace Owens. It just seems like we're fracturing ourselves off. And I'm afraid that when it comes to midterms, that it might just be enough for them to pull off another win and stuff enough ballots to reverse this thing. And if it happens, I think, again, and I want to remind everybody, SalemNOW.com. Check out Prescription to Kill. You'll see Andrew Thibault's true crime docuseries there with Kevin Sorbo and many other great movies. I've been spending more time on SalemNOW.com. I watch Harbinger. Have you ever seen those? Read the books, Jonathan Cahn, Harbinger? But he talks about how 9/11 and 19 years from there and was the next thing, and it was 2020, and you know what happened in 2020. Dragon's prophecy. It's really interesting to see, how he draws these lines and how it all really is kind of leading to the end time. So my message, is if you're not right with God out there, you better start thinking twice and three times about that, because it does feel like things are kind of closing in on us here time-wise. We got to take a quick break. More with Andrew Thibault coming up. Prescription to Kill. He's a filmmaker, director. We'll talk about that, and also I want to cover a little bit more ground here on that, and Tucker Carlson and some of these people that are going a little bit off the rails when it comes to supporting Israel. I mean, it's a pretty clear-cut thing. You have to support Israel, and this is a Christian country. We got to get back to our roots, and we got to get these people that don't assimilate out of our country. And I like what we have Governor DeSantis here in Florida doing, and there's some good positive momentum coming too as well. Quick break, right back. More with Andrew Thibault coming up. Prescription to Kill, filmmaker here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Rimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. Rimes at kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com.
Looking to level up your sales game? With 20-plus years of coaching experience spanning across several industries, Lindsay Rimes helps everyone from entry-level reps to seasoned business owners boost sales, improve work-life balance, and retain top talent with customized options catered to personal, group, or corporate settings. Brandon and Lindsay Rimes offer training on negotiation strategy, business development, and more. Let's grow your business together. Call 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Submit an email at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team. In studio with Andrew Thibault, Prescription to Kill. Still coming up more with Brown University. We're going to talk about that and the effects of the blue state policies that lead to this kind of thing. And also a little bit more on Israel and our Jewish brothers and sisters. We're going to talk about that here as well. All right, a couple of hot listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always featuring our real estate properties live on air and maximizing the exposure for our sellers. Let's take a look at 7991 Lake James Boulevard. We've got a listing here where we have a open floor plan property. Owners are motivated. 323, 1890 square feet. This is a 55-plus community in Lakeland, Florida, 7991 Lake James Boulevard. You have a open floor plan, lighter color kitchen cabinetry, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, beautiful property, great opportunity to own real estate right here in Tampa Bay. Large community pool as well. And 7991 Lake James Boulevard, Lakeland, Florida, another beautiful listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. All right, 460 48th Street South, St. Petersburg. This one is a property listing. I believe this might be Jamie's listing here. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1477 square feet, move-in ready block home, just minutes from vibrant and a short drive to downtown. And you got the Gulf Beaches, split floor plan, 2022 roof. So you have solar panels paid off as well. No HOA fees. 460 48th Street South, St. Petersburg. See all of our listings online at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. This is God's country. All right, Andrew Thibault, you want to go to Israel or Brown University first?
Well, you know, before the break, we were talking about Israel, and like you said, the Bible's very clear. Genesis 12:3, bless Israel and you'll be blessed, curse Israel and you'll be cursed.
Yes.
And we were talking about Tucker Carlson. I remember when he sat down with Steve Bannon, and Bannon famously predicted, quote, this will be the end of Israel, quote. And this was the purported forever war, right? Turned out to be the 12-day war. So that prediction didn't pan out. But then we did see last week Steve Bannon was in a photo that was released with none other than Jeffrey Epstein. So I think we need to excommunicate these charlatans who are pretending to be part of the right that really don't represent the core values of Christian conservatives in this country. Yeah. And Christian conservatives always side with Israel.
Yeah, exactly. And you got the rhinos. I mean, you got so many different factions out there that are doing misdirections. You know, it's like a football play where you kind of run the Statue of Liberty play and then they take it around the corner. So much misdirection out there. All right, we're going to cover more of this in the next segment as well. And I've got Shane Socash calling in to the show. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin, investments into alternative metals. You look at gold, silver, platinum, alternative investment opportunities. We'll come up and we'll talk more with him. Also more with Andrew Thibault. He's going to stick around as well. We want to dive a little bit more into that Brown University from the poor girl that got killed, the VP of the Republican Club, got killed from that. Quick break, right back. More on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
keeping the second mic off?
The consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show. Keller Williams Realty, serving as your consumer advocate, helping you win in any marketplace. We're going to interview Shane Socash here coming up next, and we'll talk about gold, silver, platinum, precious metals, and he's got the certified gemologist on staff there at David Reynolds Jewelry Coin. You can find him online, davidreynoldsjewelryandcoin.com, and we'll talk to him there as well. Right here in Pinellas County, we always talk a lot about supporting the local economy as well by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show. So we'll jump into that. Also, Andrew Thibault hanging around with us. We're going to talk with him more about his true crime docuseries on SalemNOW.com. It's Prescription to Kill. So the director, filmmaker, Andrew Thibault in studio with us as well. We're going to continue the conversation that we were having as well. And before we do, we always like to feature our real estate listings on air. And if you list with us, we're going to feature your property in ways that no other real estate company does. 103 Brigadoon Drive in Clearwater. We've got a motivated seller here and a great opportunity to own real estate close to the beaches. And this is a prime location, great location right here in Clearwater, Pinellas County. Brigadoon Drive, it's a 36 square foot updated 3-story residence with no rear neighbors, low HOA fee, access to a sparkling community pool, pet-friendly community. You've got a modern kitchen with granite countertops, wood cabinetry, and a window as well. You have sliding glass doors that are private to fence balcony there. 2 spacious bedrooms, each having its own bathroom as well. And nice community pool there. Beautiful opportunity right here in Tampa Bay. You got a 3-3 at 103 Brigadoon Drive in Clearwater, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, Clearwater, Florida. 13229 Interlaken Road, Odessa. Buy some dirt, build your dream home. This is also potential for maybe a commercial area here as well. 13229 Interlaken Road, Odessa. The zoning is R1MH. You got a half-acre lot. Perfect opportunity to build your dream home or invest in a growing area of Odessa. 13229 Interlaken Road, and you're 5 miles from Hillsborough County line, 15 minutes Pinellas County, and you're close to the Suncoast Parkway as well. And you can see all of our real estate listings or search the MLS at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com. All right, we're going to the phone lines here. Shane Socash back on the show and longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. He's the owner of David Reynolds Jewelry Coin. And busy time of the year for you, Shane?
That's an understatement. Absolutely.
Yeah. Good, man. Yeah. I love it. The economy seemed to be doing well then for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at my screen here, and we got a bunch of people in the store right at this second. Parking lot's packed. It's kind of doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, man. I love that. And it seems like the economy's picking up in a lot of sectors. You have, job creation is up. I've was reading in yesterday's show a little bit about the National Association of Realtors. Talking about the outlook for 2026 is going to be booming, and people are coming in. So you're able to buy from people. People come in, they'll sell things to you. You're able to, create jewelry, design unique pieces of jewelry and artwork, and also give people appraisals. I think that's a big part of understanding, what's the actual value of this item.
Absolutely. Yeah, so pretty much, we are doing heavy buying right now. It's out of the ordinary, the amount. With, silver is just an absolute standout, over $63 an ounce, all-time high, historic, massive all-time high. People are digging deep and coming in and turning their old silver sets and coins and bullion bars and everything in for, double, triple what they paid, sometimes more, sometimes 10 times what they paid for it. So it is a really driving time for us, and then couple it with December, people are getting the things they need for their loved ones, the baubles and the gifts and the special things. And then also, we're full service, so we're doing all of the normal custom work and custom design, getting a few last minute things out of the way for some of my clients, and repairs as well.
Yeah, I love that. The idea of getting some nice brownie points around the holidays, I think that's a good idea for folks. If you got a girlfriend, fiance, or, someone that in the family would have an affinity towards a certain piece of jewelry, you're able to design those unique pieces. Maybe someone has an affinity towards marine life, and you can put together a dolphin type scenario. Can you give an idea or maybe paint the picture a little bit, Shane, on what you're able to do there at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin?
Yeah, the sky is the limit, but yes, we could do animals, we could do dolphins, we could do, we've done paw prints in the past in a wedding band. Anything that the client can bring to us, we can do and might have done already. It's kind of what we do.
Yeah, and it might be something that you've done before, but new to the client, so that way,
yep.
They're getting something unique. I mean, it's so hard. So many times you have people in your family that are just hard to buy for. It's like, man, what could I buy for this person? If they're going to buy something, they're going to buy it themselves. They're going to just jump on the internet and buy it, and it'll be delivered within a few days. So I think getting creative when it comes to buying your gifts really means a lot, and it makes it that much more of a sentimental type situation, Shane.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yep. And when you look at gold, a lot of central banks are buying gold, and that's been a trend for a long time. And what is it about gold? What do you think people are flocking to? Is it the safety, the security of a metal, a precious metal like that? Is just historic.
So I try to ask those types of questions, and of course, recently, again, we had another gentleman come in and buy over $1 million worth, and it's like I try to get in their head what they're thinking, what they've heard, and it's they believe there's a retracting of the dollar. Gold's worth the same, the dollar's worth less, and so they like the idea of having the stability of some of their net worth anchored, they believe, in gold. So I've seen it work for several of them, with both silver and gold. I've seen people double millions of dollars over the course of the last 3 years. Who am I to tell them they're wrong?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. And you've heard there's also these, you throw the word scam out there and people will start second guessing it. But, there's these scams where you buy things over the internet or you buy things off a TV commercial and you don't really know, where the gold's at, or you're buying they're sending you out a certificate, at least from, what I've heard and gathered information over the years. But at least with David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin, you're walking in and you're being able to have deliverables right there on the spot. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. So, the paper gold is one thing. I don't know much about that. I haven't heard any issues with delivery as far as when people want to cash out. I don't know. I like to hold the physical stuff. And then as far as the scams go, basically they range from just some online vendors are pretty much the same as us, slightly less favorable because they got to deal with credit card fees and they got to deal with shipping. And then it ranges all the way to if they are calling you and badgering you to buy gold, it's not a good deal. Do not buy. Call us, call an independent, and get the current price for the products they're trying to sell you, and you will find that they are trying to, really work you over on that.
Yeah, if you ever have a salesperson that's pushy, it's got to do it now, it's got to happen now, it's got to happen today, don't wait, that's a telltale sign.
If they're calling you, if just out of the blue, there's something else going there because like we don't call our clients. Most independents would never call a client out of the blue unless we knew you well and you were like, hey, if a good deal comes in on this bullion product, give me a call. Of course, I would call you. But like, yeah, if you reach out to a company, buy some stuff, and then every month and a half they're checking in to try to sell you more, chances are you're getting hosed.
Yeah. And we always like to have story time with Shane Socash. If you're just joining us, Shane Socash, he's the owner of David Reynolds Jewelry Coin right here in Pinellas County. He's got a great location. I'll ask him to give the physical address here in a minute. He's online at davidreynoldsjewelryandcoin.com. And Shane, we always do the story time, and one of the best was the coffee can that the family members dug up in the backyard, brought it in. But what's maybe one of your best all-time stories in terms of the coffee can type stories? They have that. I've heard some good ones over the years.
There's two standouts. The coffee cans of gold, somewhere around $250,000 that was buried under their shed. Grandpa passed away. They came in with dirty hands and Publix bags full of rusty, rust-stained tubes of gold coins over the course of a few days. So like that was. We've yet to top that one. And then my second favorite it's a stretch, but basically a company who ran a car wash went to the bank to get quarters. They called me and they said, how much is a silver quarter? And I forget how much it was at the time. It probably was somewhere around $4 or $5 each silver quarter. And they're like each quarter is $4 or $5? I was like, yes. And so they had gotten rolls and rolls and rolls of quarters from the bank, and they were all silver.
Wow.
And so that was a good hit for them.
Nice. That's a nice holiday gift there. But and what's the physical location for David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin?
4009 Central Avenue, corner of 40th Street and Central Avenue, since 1981 in this location.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, thanks for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show, my friend. Appreciate you calling in, and thanks to our audience for supporting our local economy here. We greatly appreciate that. Everybody that can go visit him and say hello. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. And if you're just wanting to go online and take a look at the website, it's davidreynoldsjewelryandcoin.com. Shane Socash, thanks so much for joining us.
Always a blast. Happy New Year.
All right. Likewise. All right, we're going to take a quick break right there, and we'll come back and talk more with Andrew Thibault, Prescription to Kill filmmaker, also on SalemNOW.com. Check him out. He's got his true crime series there. He also has a movie on the Amazon Prime as well, Amazon app, Speed Demons as well. So quick break right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rimes1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rumble channel, almost to 1 million views now. So we greatly appreciate that. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my good friend, Brandon Rimes. Stay tuned.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation, aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online, willsmithaviation.com. That's willsmithaviation.com, or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com, TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes in studio here with Andrew Thibault. He's got Prescription to Kill on SalemNOW.com with Kevin Sorbo. Awesome true crime series. If you're into that thing, check it out. SalemNOW.com. And we're going to talk about the Brown University shooting, kind of bring it back to real estate as well, and the other topics that we're going to get into. We'll dive into that here in a minute. Patriot Mobile as well. Shout out to Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative wireless network. That's patriotmobile.com. Check them out online /ConsumerQB as Consumer Quarterback Show. patriotmobile.com /ConsumerQB, and support America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, mobilizing freedom. Also, satellite phone store, sat123.com /REQB, like real estate quarterback, sat123.com /REQB. I have a satellite phone. I highly recommend that you get one, just in case you have these different types of issues. Could be different EMP attacks, could be that you need it if you're offshore fishing, things like that. Thank you for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, a couple of hot listings. We'll jump right into it. 9914 Ala Vista Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. $1 million listing in Gibsonton. This is Hillsborough County. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1922 square feet, elevated stilt home at the end of a quiet street on a large waterfront lot. Access to Alafia River with Gulf access there. Now, you also have a 12,000-pound boat lift, 1,000-pound jet ski lift. Additional upgrades include a 50-year galvanized standing seam metal roof, fully solar-powered, updated panels in 2023. $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. You got a beautiful wraparound porch there as well. Great opportunity to buy real estate here in the Tampa Bay market. Greatly appreciate everybody supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And let's take a look at another one of our listings. We've got 10129 Little Road, Newport Richey. This is a commercial office building. It's currently operating as a chiropractor. It's currently set up as a chiropractor office on Little Road, Newport Richey, 10129. And this is a great opportunity, owner motivated, price improvement. We also have over an acre lot, 1.09 acre office building for sale at 10129 Little Road, Newport Richey, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate. New roof installed on this one as well. You can see all of our listings, PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. And you can see all of our radio and TV show experts at consumerqb.com. All right, Andrew Thibault, your thoughts around this Brown University. Terrible situation. One of the victims was the vice president of the Republican club there. It seems like it's always, the left versus right here getting shot.
I think your instincts are right there, Brandon. There are some differences between this, which clearly appears to be a targeted attack, versus some of the mass violence that we've seen. One is you look at the, some of the white papers that have been put out by the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, and often these School shooters are looking for notoriety. They're looking for infamy. They
Yeah.
want their name splashed on the news.
Yeah.
That's the exact opposite of this perpetrator who is concealing their identity.
Yep.
Some of the things that I note about it are that it occurred 2 days before finals. We don't have to search very far back in the memory banks to remember that Phoenix Eichner, the suspect in the second FSU shooting, perpetrated his act of mass violence the week before finals. And the reason that is important, I think significant, is because that's when students are most likely to use study drugs.
Yep.
And Phoenix Eichner had a long history of using ADHD stimulants, which the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit warns, quote, psychostimulants are a concern, end quote, whether illicit or the prescription version.
Yeah.
So it's important to note that. And as you stated earlier in the show, I did a documentary on the first Florida State University shooter, Myron May, who was on an ADHD stimulant drug. And that's called Speed Demons, Killing for Attention, available on Amazon Prime. But it's been really painful watching these pressers. I mean, I think of the Who song Imminence Front. It's a put on. It seems like a total charade.
Yep.
You had the NBC 10 reporter who called out the president, what's her name, Christina Paxson, that she didn't even know what was going on in that room 6 hours earlier.
Yeah.
And they have, 800 plus cameras on campus, but they don't have any more clear footage.
Called out the president of the school.
Correct.
Yeah.
And, I think it's a shame because I think if they were more transparent with the public, they might get more assistance.
Yeah.
It reminds me of another Ivy League case, another unsolved mystery, because we're kind of on 4 days here. When has that ever happened?
Yep.
4 days and a mass shooting isn't solved, who the perpetrator was? And that's the case of Suzanne Joven, who was a Yale University senior, killed a couple blocks off of campus there back in 1998. It's like these blue states, blue cities, these Ivy League schools.
Yeah.
It's like watching the Keystone Cops.
Yeah,
It's like
terrible.
a slow motion train wreck.
Yeah.
They have absolutely no idea of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why everyone's flocking from the blue states down to red Florida.
Yeah. There's no doubt. It's the blue state, the red state migration. We've seen it. California, number one in the country for out migration. Florida, number one again for in migration. And it's the policies that we have, man. It's the policies of backing the blue, not exalting the criminals, and protecting our citizens. I mean, kind of what you're alluding to in one of the first segments there is, we the people, we're the citizens, we're the people that built this country, not immigrants. Yes, we're the forefathers, and they were immigrants at one point, but not illegal immigrants, and so that's what's happening. So you see Florida real estate booming. I think 2026 is going to be amazing, especially in the election in November. That's a full year away from now. The opportunity to eliminate property taxes. I mean, that's going to be a big deal. If we can get that done, if we can get that across the finish line, but they're doing their best to water it down, put out multiple versions of that bill so that one doesn't get the 60% threshold needed to be a constitutional amendment. That's going to be a big factor for us. So we're super excited to see that happen. Insurance premiums are coming down. We saw Progressive give $1 billion back to their policyholders, and others are following suit. We've got about a minute left here. I want to give you the last 30 or 40 seconds or so. Andrew Thibault.
Yeah, thanks for having me in again, Brandon. I just want to encourage your listeners to go out and watch Prescription to Kill, 5-episode docuseries on SalemNOW. You can download the app on your Apple TV, your Fire TV, your Roku television, and use the promo code PTK2025, PTK2025, to get half off a subscription to SalemNOW. And you'll see, all these true crime cases that are really tracing back to prescription drugs.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Episode number 1 is the Vegas shooter. Episode number 2 was a terrible situation of a father that strangled his own kid, a loving father. And it just, these drugs cause psychosis. When you have psychosis, you hear the voices in your head telling you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. The pharmaceutical industry doesn't want to own up to it. So, Andrew Thibault, thanks for pointing that out. Great job on the Prescription to Kill. And Kevin Sorbo's in that as well, and we've had him on the show. And thanks so much for joining us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.